Hey guys, it's me Devin, and today I'm coming at you with kind of another story-ish time video. Also, I've realized that a lot of you have subscribed to my channel because of the college video that I posted. The college video that I posted had a lot to do with how to get into schools, how I got into school. Here, I understand that you're on this channel because you want to see maybe my college experience, and you also want to learn from me, kind of what I went through when I did the college process and everything. So I hear you, I know you're there, and I'm going to be making videos that tend to you as well. So one video will be something I want to do. If it's like a project, like artsy type video, or if it's something like this, a story time type video, which I really haven't started to enjoy making, that's where this channel is going. Let's get into today's video. As you see by the title, I haven't formulated the title in my head yet. You know, the title is very important to get people coming into this video, but the purpose of this video is to tell you guys about my experiences at the airport over my last vacation. I'm sure all of you have faced people in the airport that just really are in a bad mood or don't want to be there, or you know, something. I'm gonna tell you two stories today. We'll start off at the beginning. I'm walking into the building, right? We're late because we're always late. Like we're all freaking out. We're afraid we're gonna miss the flight. So like I'm in the flight. I didn't get like the TSA pre-check or whatever. You know how if you've ever flown on a plane before, you get like a pre-check and you get to skip like a certain part of security, go straight through the line. I didn't get it, my rest of my family did. So I was sent the other direction to go through the regular security line. I'm standing there and this family comes in. And this family comes in, I knew the second this family came in that they were gonna be something special. The mom comes in with like her Prada suitcase and she has like her wool jacket on. She's like ready for action on the airplane. Like it was a fashion statement. Like, you know, you go in clothes like very comfortable to the airport to kind of be relaxed and comfortable. No, not this woman. She is dressed to impress. And at first I'm like, you know, maybe she's like has a lot of fashion, she enjoys being dressed up. No, this woman was in her fancy clothes because she wanted to make a statement and she wanted to know that she was better than you. So I'm like, we're standing by the elevator, we all go in the same elevator, and at first, you know, I don't notice anything. She's like, where are you flying? I'm like, DC. She's like, oh, like, okay. And then she's like, coach or first class? I'm like, coach? And then she goes, oh, my children once rode in coach. They didn't like the experience too much. We always ride first class. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, are you kidding? Like, I see their kid standing there. Mother continues, she's like, my son really loves the tea that they serve in first class. Have you ever had the tea? It's Charmamile. Charmamile? I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's like I don't know. That's a tea. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I like ignore her. Like, we go up the rest of the elevator. We leave the elevator. It's an airport, so there's a ton of people. There's like a huge crowd outside the elevator waiting to get onto the airplane. And I'm like, all right, like, let's get off. This woman storms out of the elevator and she starts yelling. She's like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. I'm like, what is going on? She's expecting, who parted the Red Seas? Expecting to be freaking Moses and part the Red Seas. Like, all these people are gonna stop what they're doing and part the Red Seas. So she walks out, she stands there, and she just makes eye contact with people. Excuse me, excuse me. Like they're expected to move. So eventually, on one side of her, the people, you know, move a little bit, they give her some space. She eyes them, she looks over the other way. She's like, excuse me, we're going this way, excuse me. And I'm like, oh my god, like I can't emotionally handle it. Excuse me, excuse me. And, you know, eventually people start to move out of the way a little bit. But there's this one guy, one Chinese man, he's on his phone, right? He doesn't see her. So she stands up really tall, like she's like widening her shoulders, like she's about to peck him or something. She's like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And she just yells at this man's face. Like, he's standing there, he's a normal man, like, he has no, like, she could have walked around him. He's standing here. She could have walked around him, but she stands at him and yells at him. So, this woman leaves the elevator, she expects people to part, like she's freaking Moses, about to walk down her aisle. And then when someone doesn't, she stares at them, yells at them in their face to move. You know, that was an experience. I got out of the elevator finally. I went her opposite direction. I needed to go the way that she was going, but I went the opposite direction because I wanted nothing to do with her. And after a few minutes, I went back. I went through security. Everything was fine. And then I get onto the plane, and I get to really experience another type A personality. So I'm walking down the aisle, and I'm like putting my stuff over, and I enter the seat, and like, you know, and there's not too much room to like get through, and there was somebody sitting here, so I had to like get through him, like the little space, and then get to my seat. And I accidentally like shoulder the seat in front of me a little bit, and I sit down, think nothing of it, and then I'm like looking at my phone, and I look up, and the lady in front of me is me. Like, I'm looking at my phone, right, and she's like, and I'm like, oh, hello. She's like, if you bump my seat again, I'll report you. What? Are you serious? I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you bumped my seat. And if you do it again, I'm gonna report you. I'm like, oh my god, who are you gonna report me to? Like, tell the flight attendant that I bumped your seat? What's she gonna do? So I just looking at her, I'm like, oh yeah, like, okay, you report me. nothing happens for the rest of the flight. The flight lands. I stand up and like, again, my shoulder like brushes her seat. She's like, is there a problem? I'm like, oh my God. She's like, is there a problem between me and you? Is that why you keep bumping my seat? You have a problem? And I'm like, all right, like I don't have time for this. I completely ignored her. She kept staring at me. People around me are looking at her. She's like, what's the problem? Like, do we need to talk about this? Like, so I'm just like getting my stuff together. I leave the plane and I am just so happy to be leaving the airport. So that is the story of my flight home. If you have any crazy experiences with people at the airport, please let me know because I find them hysterical and I know they are out there. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be doing lots more content coming up real soon. So make sure you're following me everywhere on Twitter and Instagram so you stay updated. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Don't let everyone ruin your fun today, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye, guys. Excuse me, we're going this way. Excuse me. Shut up.